Penrose.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. And I think there's a widespread consensus across the House that this is a very difficult moment and one which is causing great concern. But there is a widespread disagreement about how to take it forward. And I have been much struck by my honourable friend, the Select Committee Chair's point that actually what's being proposed is something which his committee already has the powers to do, and that he's standing ready to fill in any gaps that he feels may be left, or his committee feels may be left, as a result of the inquiry which has just been announced. So between those two things, I can see no reason to support the motion today. However, because there is such an important underlying issue here, because there are such important and central questions about the future of our democracy and the probity, the legitimacy of our system, there are some important points which do need to be made and which I hope that the Minister will be able to address when she gets to her feet at the end of this. Madam Deputy Speaker, I have put up on my website today a submission I made to the Committee on Standards in Public Life's current inquiry. It will be made public in due course by them in any case, so I'm not preempting anything here, which has a series of proposals about how we should improve things going forward around lobbying and much else. And in fact, the Minister for the Constitution, in her earlier remarks, said that there are already some post-legislative scrutiny work going on around the Lobbying Act, which I've contributed to. I just wanted to share with everybody here, in the brief time I have, some of the things which I believe could usefully be done to improve the Lobbying Act. The Lobbying Act has many strengths. It does an enormous amount of things tremendously importantly well, but it is now 7 years old. It is time to review it. It is time to move it on. And there are 3 or 4 things which I think we could usefully do, quite apart from the current concerns over Greensill, and which we should do in any case. What are they? Well, to start with, Madam Deputy Speaker, the current disclosures of who ministers meet and when, which we've already heard from various people, are tremendously important as the foundation stone for transparency and disclosure. Those disclosures don't happen fast enough. They aren't complete enough, they aren't mutually comprehensible and machine-readable and searchable enough, and as a result it is much, much too difficult at the moment to link up who ministers have met with who the lobbyists are working for, with who is donating money to which political party. All those 3 things should be immediately understandable, immediately searchable, and immediately identifiable in order for the system to work well. They don't at the moment. It's a sensible change and one which we should introduce immediately. The second thing which we should also do is to capture more people in those disclosures. At the moment they apply to ministers, rightly, and to senior civil servants, permanent secretaries and the like. But there are other people whose opinions matter and who will seek to be being influenced by lobbyists, no matter who is doing the lobbying. Those are political advisors, SPADs, but also a whole slew of other civil servants below the rank of permanent secretaries, and their meetings all should be disclosed and the topics disclosed in the same way. Equally, when it comes to the Register for Consultant Lobbyists, people will have seen that it's proposed that everybody who is doing lobbying should be included on that register. That seems to me, Madam Deputy Speaker, to be overkill. Because if somebody comes from Rolls-Royce to speak to a minister, we all know on whose behalf they are lobbying. They're lobbying on behalf of Rolls-Royce. Simply putting them into the Register for Consultant Lobbyists won't improve things, whereas disclosing what they talked about, why they talked about it, and what any conclusions that were reached would make a huge difference. Equally, foreign agents, people who are working on behalf of foreign powers who are not part of the diplomatic corps of that country, should also be disclosed as well. And finally, Madam Deputy Speaker, the about to be reappointed Prime Ministerial Advisor on Special Interests, if they had the power to launch independent investigations as well, we wouldn't need this debate today at all, because they would have opined already.
We now go to Ian.